That's the key. As soon as you understand your emotions, why they come about, then you can start to work with them in a much more profound way. And the best ways to do this is one, therapy. Talk to somebody about it, because that can make all the difference. When you have supportive people around you, you can really start to see that they don't see what you see. So maybe what you see is actually wrong. You can start to rationalize it a bit better. And that allows you to do much more with your shit, with your baggage, than anything else. Supportive people make a huge difference, trust me. And then lastly, self-reflection. You have to understand why these emotions are actually coming about. Go back to your conditioning. Look back into your environment. Look back into your journal and see how these patterns are coming out and why they're making you feel this way. Because everybody has a reason to feel the way that they feel. And you should never invalidate how somebody feels, because it comes from somewhere. And it's when you reflect upon that, when you see that, oh, I feel this way because that one big-headed bully called me this in 3rd grade, and now I feel like this for the rest of my life. And that's the thing. Those conditionings carry throughout your adult life. And they always will, until you learn to deal with them, until you reflect on them. Journaling. Coming back to journaling. Reflection. Journaling helps you reflect. And here's the thing. Everybody has shit. Everybody. No, there's no doubt about it. Like, and whoever wants to say, like, no, like, I'm emotionless, I don't feel anything, I deal with everything I have, blah, 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 blah. It's like, no, you don't. You don't. You have shit there. You just haven't looked at it yet. And just as an example, dealing with your shit, here's a metaphor. You're an airplane. You're a vehicle. So is your mind. You, as an airplane, want to fly somewhere. Where do you want to go? Everybody has goals. But to get off, to go where you want to go, if you're carrying a lot of baggage, you're going to waste a lot of fuel. Dealing with your emotions gets very, very exhausting. And carrying them around gets even more exhausting. And so if you want to go somewhere, if you want to fly somewhere, release your baggage. Take all those babies and throw them out that window. Because they're not that worth it. You need to deal with them and you need to let them go. They want to grow up. They can parachute down. It's fine. It's fine. They all have parachutes. The best way to do that is through meditation. Meditation really helps you center yourself and focus in on who you are as a person. And as you begin to release these emotions, release this baggage, calm down those crying babies, you can start to deal with things a lot better. And that's what I want you to do. That's what I want everybody to be able to do. And that's what I've done and continue to do, because this is a never-ending story. So coming back to these feedback loops, we're seeing that there is ways to kind of stop the different things that happen throughout this process. So you get triggered. And let's put it in a social anxiety situation. I had trouble talking to people. As soon as I would talk to somebody, it would really make me nervous in terms of what they thought of me, in terms of how they would attribute labels to me, and what would happen because of that. And therefore, I wouldn't want to talk to people because I was so afraid of getting into this situation where I would prove myself right. Of, oh my God, I'm not worth talking to. Oh my God, I have nothing to say. And those kind of things. And those are self-limiting beliefs. But there is ways to stop it. So the first one is at the thought level. Change your story. Change how you think about yourself. Because the way you think about yourself is going to determine how those interactions even carry out. If you think of yourself like lonely and pitiful and like low, like just stupid, and you tell yourself all this stuff all the time, other people will start seeing it. They'll be like, oh my God, what's wrong with that dude? He's just like, he's not really doing anything. He's just chilling. And I don't know how these other people talk, but like that's how I assume they talk. But change your own story that you tell yourself, because at the end of the day, you're the one person that you have to deal with, and your thoughts are the things that you have to deal with. And as you begin to change those, that'll in turn affect your behavior. If you can't change your thoughts, because sometimes it gets really overwhelming and it's really hard, trust me, I know. Change your emotional response. The only way to change your emotional response, there's no way to change it. You have to just stick with it. You have to say, okay, I feel shitty right now because of this, because I know I'm thinking like this. And as soon as you accept that emotion, you accept, wow, I feel like crap about myself, then you can get past it. You can start to deal with it in a much better way and be honest about yourself if that's how you actually feel. Most people can't be honest with themselves. How do you expect to be honest with anybody else if they're not honest with themselves? So be present. Be really, really present in that. And meditation helps with that to such a huge degree. And if that's not working, take action. As soon as you take an action, you'll start eliciting another mental pattern. You'll start seeing that, okay, even though that person may have not liked me, at least I made the effort to go talk to them. At least I put myself out there and took a step towards another life, rather than staying in where I am right now, which would be that mental feedback loop. And as you take these other steps, you'll start developing more momentum. And you'll start changing your beliefs based on that, because you're changing the way that you act, you're changing the way that you think, and then you'll start to change the way you respond. And the more you reflect upon that, the more that spiral goes upwards. So develop those new patterns. So I want everybody to close your eyes right now. So just close your eyes for a second. Just relax, take one deep breath. All right. So what I want you to imagine right now is I want you to imagine a moment in your life that made you really, really happy. I want you to imagine a moment in your life where you were just surrounded by good people and you were just feeling so good about yourself. Everybody's laughing, everybody's having a good time. There may be drinks thrown in the air, who knows, champagne involved. Just see that. Really feel that. Notice how you feel in that moment, just being completely yourself, being completely open, and surrounded by such love and supportive people. This is personal freedom. This is how you want to feel all the time. This is something that is so hard to develop, but is so much worth it. It's that sense of you are a person, you are free to be who you are, and you can do what you want. Yes, it takes effort. You can open your eyes, don't worry. It's cool. But still feel that. Yes, you need to develop this. It takes effort, but that's what makes it all the more worth it. And as you go through this, you'll start seeing yourself differently. You'll start seeing people differently. You'll be more accepting. You'll be less judgmental. Because as you develop your own freedom to do what you want to do, you'll start to see that other people need to do it too. And that's, at the end of the day, that's all everybody wants, is a bit of love and a bit of personal freedom. So this is me today. So I used to be a very, very nervous child and very, very self-deprecating. But today, I have awesome friends. I have awesome people around me, and I continue to meet more and more awesome people every day. And I enjoy it. And it gives me a sense of freedom. And while I'm not necessarily where I want to be with my life, I know I'm taking the steps to get there. And I know I'm directed enough to keep going. So I want to just leave you with this quote. And it's almost a bit of a challenge. And I feel like you'll understand as I speak to it. This quote is by Jim Morrison, of course, that handsome, devilishly good-looking man. The most important kind of freedom is to be what you really are. You trade in your reality for a role. You trade in your sense for an act. You give up your ability to feel. In exchange, put on a mask. There can't be any large-scale revolution until there's a personal revolution on an individual level. It's got to happen inside first. Thank you.